Okay, today I'm going to cover solid geometry, chapter 13, which is a very important chapter for secondary higher math. And there are many CQs here, creative questions here, and I'm going to cover those important topics that come regularly in the exam, and it will help. And I choose this PDF so that uh, doing exercise is not will be more efficient. Rather, if I practice much more important CQs, because CQs these questions are made by uh, involving two to three shapes and transforming them one from another. So the formulas for their different parameters like volumes, areas, and other things will be practiced very efficiently, and it will be very faster preparation. Okay, so first of all we will answer question number one. What we they have said that the height of the right circular cone is 8 centimeter and the radius of its base is 6 centimeter. It is melted and formed into several number of solid sphere with a diameter of 4 centimeter. Now we have to find the area of the curved surface of each sphere. As we know, the area of the curved surface for a sphere is 4 pi r square, and the diameter is given. That means d is equal to 4 centimeter. So the radius of the sphere will be d by 2. That means capital R is equal to only 2 centimeter. And if we put this value, the value of capital R in the um, formula for surface area of a sphere, that is 4 pi r square, then we will answer and we will determine the value for area of the curved surface of the sphere. So that has been done here. That is surface area of the square, that is sphere, that is 4 pi r square. We have determined the value earlier, that 4 uh, r is equal to 4 by 2 centimeter, as 4 centimeter was the diameter. Now then we have got the value for a surface area of the sphere, that is 4 pi r square is equal to 4 pi r square, and that is 50.27 square meter approx. Then in question number 2, find the whole surface area of the right circular cone. For a right circular cone, there are three parameters. Are the one is h, one is r, and one is the length. One is the L. L indicates the hypotenuse of the right circular cone, that is inside a right circular triangle. A hypotenuse of the right angle triangle, that is formed in a right circular cone inside it. And in question, there are values for h and r are given, but the value for L was not given. So if we want to the whole surface area of the cone, and the formula for it, that is pi r into L plus r. Okay, sorry, pi r into L plus r. So at first we have to determine the value for a value for L. Then we will put this value in this formula, and then further we will determine the whole surface area of the cone. So to determine the value of L, we have to square root h square plus r square, and that has been come for this question, that is 10 centimeter. Now we have got the value for L. Now whole surface area of the cone is pi r into L plus r. So L has been we have determined the value of L, and R is given now. So the value comes is equal to 301.5936 square meter approx. Okay. Up to this, we have practiced two formulas. One, the surface area of the sphere. One, that is the surface area of the sphere, that is 4 pi r square. And another one, that is the whole surface area for cone, that is pi r into L plus r. So we have practiced two formula. Now the third one, that is the C. And if it is melted and formed into several number of solid sphere with diameter 4, that means the right circular cone has been transformed into a sphere, then how much sphere has been formed? So we have to determine the volume of cone at first, then we will determine the volume of the sphere, then we will make a equation that this volume of the cone has been formed into number of solids there. Then we will get the value of n, I mean the number of solids there. That has been done here. As we know, volume of the cone is pi r square h by 3. All these values are given. So the value came for this question, that is 96 pi cubic centimeter, and volume of the solid sphere is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. From this question, for this question, the value has been volume of the solid sphere has came 32 pi by 3. Now we can write that 96 pi is equal to n into 32 pi by 3. So the value of so the value of n, that is the number of solid sphere, is equal to 9. Okay, so we have covered right circular cone here and the solid sphere and their surface area. There's a whole surface area for a right circular cone, volume of the right circular cone, and solid volume of solid sphere, volume of the solid sphere. In question number 2, they have said that if this is a this is a cylinder, then the length of the cylinder is 10 centimeter and radius of the cylinder is equal to 5 centimeter. First of all, we have to determine the area of the base of the cylinder. Find the area of the curved surface and whole surface of the cylinder. And then we have to determine a spherical ball exactly fits into the cylinder. Find the volume of unoccupied portion of the cylinder. That means we have to determine the volume of the cylinder. Then we have to determine the volume of the sphere. Then we have to subtract the volume of the sphere from volume of the cylinder. Then we will get the unoccupied portion, that volume of the unoccupied portion. So area of the base of the cylinder is equal to the area of a circle, that is pi r square. So as all these values are given, so we can determine this very easily. In question number B, that is find the area of the curved surface and whole surface of the cylinder. There are two formula. For the curved surface, the formula is pi r square h, and for the total surface area, the formula is pi r into h plus r. Getting these values from question, we can determine this easily, and these values has came that 314.16 square meter, which is the curved surface area, and total surface area has came 471.24. Okay, we have completed B and C. Now we have to determine the volume of the cylinder at first, and that is pi r square h. And putting this value, we get the volume for cylinder, that is 785.4. Now we have to determine the volume of the sphere, that is 4 by 3 pi r cube, and all these values are given. And here r is equal to the radius of the cylinder, so it will be 5 centimeter. So volume of the spherical ball or the sphere is 4 by 3 into 3.1416 into 5 cube, that is 523.6 cubic centimeter. Now subtracting the last volume from first volume, we get the unoccupied volume of the unoccupied portion, and that is 261.8 cubic centimeter. Okay. Only solving two questions, we have completed three solid shapes. That are one that is right circular cone. Second one is the sphere, and we have completed, I think, all the formulas for all the parameters for a sphere. And the last we have practiced the formula for cylinder. Now we will do another math of cylinder in question number 6. They have said that they have said that if this triangle form a rectangle first and the rectangle has been revolved one time, it forms a right circle. It forms a cylinder like this. Then we have to find out. Then we have to find out the area of the total surface and volume of the solid of this cylinder. Okay, so it is not so much complicated. Okay, we are first drawing the rectangle. It is equal to this. Now here they have said that value of PD value of PD is equal to 4 centimeter and value of DR is equal to 6 centimeter. But the mm, but the concept is, as this is 6 centimeter and this is 4 centimeter, we cannot revolve this at this position. We have to first rotate first it. So it 6 will be the length and 4 will be the diameter or radius. Sorry, radius. Then it will transform to a cylinder like this. And they have done this here. That is, length of the cylinder is 6 centimeter and radius of the cylinder is equal to 4 centimeter. The important thing to remember that is, and now we will find the area of the total surface and volume of the cylinder. For area of the total surface, we know the formula is 2 pi r into r plus h. As we got all this value, that is h is equal to 6 meter and r is equal to 4 centimeter, we can put this value here and get this value. And then further, yeah, if we want to determine the volume of the cylinder, that is pi r square h, putting again these values here, and we will get the volume of the cylinder. That is 301.59 cubic units. Other math for right circular cone, they have said that they have plotted these points on this graph and it formed a triangle, and further they have revolved this triangle once, and generally usually it will form a right circular cone. So then we have to find the area of the whole surface of a of the right circular cone. Okay, that is, so area of the right circular cone is equal to pi r into r plus l. Okay, pi r into r plus l. So now we have to determine which will be the r, which will be the l, and either these values are given or we have to determine. As from this triangle there is no value for l, but the value for r has been given, that is these 2 points difference between two length different between 2 points. Okay, so this is a tricky question and very complex, that it we have to now recollect the formula from what distance appears between 2 points, and this is nothing. We have to square these 2 points and these 2 points and then subtract the this from each of them. Okay. No, I'm very sorry. That is, if we want to the length of the AB, the formula is 7 minus 2 whole square plus I mean x plus x1 whole square plus x2 whole square plus y1 whole square minus y2 whole square. Sorry, x1 minus x2 whole square and y1 minus y2 whole square. That is 5. So AB square is equal to 25 and BC is equal to x1 minus x2 whole square or x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, and that is 60, and that is root over 61. So BC square is equal to 61. Now BC BC is the length of L and AB is the length of R. So length of R. Okay, what we have to do that is what we have to do that is AB indicates the radius of the right circular cone and BC indicates the hypotenuse or L of the right circular cone. That is root over 61 and radius is equal to 6. Now putting this value here, we will now find the area of the whole circuit, that is pi r into r plus L, that is 3.1416 into 6 into 6 plus root over 61, and the total value is equal to 260.32 square meter. Okay, so for this type of question, though the values sometimes may come with square root, so we don't have to be we don't have to be very much, we don't have to be very much worried for that. But uh, this, by using this formula, that is pi r into r plus l, we can easily find the area of the whole surface for the right circular cone. So I want to tell that questions are very easy, but the tricky part is the parameters that we need, the values that we need. We have to practice this type of questions so that we can answer them, and then we can find the what they need, what they want from us, what we need to determine, require, what is the required to determine. Okay. Okay, now in question number 7, there is another rectangle with length of 6 centimeter and breadth of 4 centimeter has been given, and the rectangle has been revolved once so that there can be formed a cylinder. Now we have to determine the value of the area of the whole surface of the cylinder and the volume of the cylinder. Okay. As we know, the equation of the whole surface area of the cylinder is equal to 2 pi r into r plus h. So here h is equal to 6 centimeter and r is equal to 4 centimeter. So we can easily determine the whole surface area of the cylinder, and that is 2 into 3.1 2 pi r into r plus h, and or 2 into 3.1416 into 4 into 4 plus 6, that is 251.33 square units. And then the volume of the cylinder is equal to 4 r square h, or 3.1416 into 4 square into 6 cubic centimeter, or 301.51 cubic centimeter. So now we have understood that the formula for whole surface area and volume and formula for volume of the cylinder are coming repeatedly, so it is very much important to remember for this chapter. Okay, that is now we're going to move forward. Okay, this is the same type of question, and there the figure of the cylinder has been already given. They have asked us what is the area of the base of the circle of the cylinder. This is equal to the area of the circle, that is pi r square, and then we have to determine the area of the curved surface and whole surface of the cylinder, as we have earlierly determined that in question number 2, that is, the area of the curved surface is equal to 2 pi rh, and the whole surface of the cylinder is equal to 2 pi r into h plus r. As all these values are given, and I think this question has been repeated, so we can easily determine these values, this area and the whole surface and the curved surface area and the whole surface area for the cylinder. Okay. Now, a spherical ball has exactly fits into the cylinder. Find the volume of the occupied portion of the cylinder. That means this question has been repeated. I don't going to repeat this. This is same as we did in question number 2. Okay. Okay. Mhm. Question of points, and then it forms a rectangle, and then it's by revolving the rectangle, it forms a cylinder. This question has been repeated again, and the procedure is same. At first, we have to determine all these lengths, that is x x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Then we have to square it this value. They have done this, but we don't need to determine all this value. What we need to determine, that is what is required for the length and radius for the cylinder, so that we can easily determine the required parameters, I mean volume of the solid and volume of the solid of the cylinder. But they have said that Find the total surface area of the solid that was formed by ABCD revolving. That means we have to determine the total surface area of the cylinder. Then a sphere of the same volume of the solid which was formed by revolving ABCD. Then calculate the radius of the sphere. At first, we will determine the total surface area, and that is 2 pi r into r plus h. As all these values are given, always remember that take the greater value as h and the smaller value as r. So now we have get the value of h and r. Now we can determine the whole surface area of the cylinder. That is 2 pi r into r plus h, and it is equal to 2 into 3.1416 into 4 into 4 plus 8 into root 2. And the value comes as 1137.38 square unit. Okay. Now they have told that we have to determine the volume of the cylinder, that is pi r square h. As these all values are same as cylinder, so we just have to calculate this. That means and actually that is not. Actually, that means volume of the cylinder is equal to pi r square h, and we have determined it is 568.69. We have to determine the volume of the cylinder as this volume is equal to the sphere. Then we will determine the radius of the sphere, that means the capital R. So as 568.69 has been came as the volume of the cylinder, so it will be equal to the volume of the sphere, that is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Okay, 4 by 3 pi r cube is equal to 568.69. So the value of R is equal to 5.1395. So we can also mm, so we can consider for this type of math for cylinder that when there is a math for cylinder, there are very chance of math for sphere. Anyhow, so we have to always remember these two, the parameter of these solids, so that we can easily answer this question. Most of the time, there is a cylinder and then a sphere comes into it and insert involved into it, and anyhow there we have to determine the parameters of the solids, like volume of the cylinder, or surface area, or the volume of the sphere, or the base area of the sphere, or the base area for the cylinder, curved surface area, total surface area, volume of the cylinder, volume of the sphere. All these things are regularly coming in these questions, and so we can take as a set or pair of these solids and remember the parameters and the formulas of this, so that we can easily answer these types of questions. Okay, this is the last math of our session. So here they have given a cylinder, and inside this cylinder there is a right circular cone. So the length of the curved surface is 10 centimeter, and the radius of the cylinder is equal to 5 centimeter. So this 5 centimeter also will be the radius of the cone. So cone, and the height of the cone is equal to also be equal to the height of the curved surface. So now we have to first find the area of the curved surface of the right circular cone of the given. This question has not come earlier before, so it is very important, and that is pi r l, pi r l. But the value of L is not given, and the formula for L is equal to root over h square plus r square, or L square is equal to h square plus r square. So we can easily determine this, and from the value of L we can further determine the area of the curved surface of the right circular cone, that is pi r L. I again repeating that I repeating that this type of question that has not come earlier before. So that the area of the curved surface of the right circular cone, we didn't have still determine we didn't determine the this type of parameter. So this is a new thing, or this is a new parameter for the right circular cone, and that is the area of the curved surface of the right circular cone is equal to pi r L. Now we have got all these values, so we can easily determine the area of the curved surface for the right circular cone, and that is for this question has become it is 175.6154 centimeter. Okay. Then determine the area of the whole surface of the cylinder and the right circular cone. At first, we have determined the curved surface. Now we have to determine the area of the whole surface, both for cylinder and the right circular cone. We have practiced much more for the whole surface area for the cylinder, but we didn't practice any math for the right circular cone. Okay, the whole surface area for the cylinder is equal to 2 pi r into r plus h. All these values are given. So it has came from this question, that is 471.224 centimeters square. And the whole area of the right circular cone is equal to pi into r plus l. And this is and it's equal to 254.1554 centimeter. If a spherical ball, all the shapes has been included in this question. If a spherical ball exactly fits into the cylinder, find the volume of the unoccupied portion of the cylinder. So now the spherical ball has been congested in this right circular cone. Okay, in the right circular cone. So we have to determine the volume of the right circular cone first. Then we will determine the volume of the sphere. Then we will deduct the volume of the sphere from right circular volume of the right circular cone. Now, the volume of the cylinder is equal to pi r square h. Oh, I'm sorry. The sphere has been congested in the sphere, not the cone. So we did this math before. So the volume of the cylinder is equal to pi r square h, and the value is equal to 785.4 cubic centimeter, and volume of the sphere is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube, and the value comes for this math is equal to 523.6 cubic centimeter. Now the volume of the unoccupied portion is equal to 785.4 minus 523.6 cubic centimeter. So the answer is 261.8 cubic centimeter. Okay, thanks for watching this video. If you have any comment for my videos suggesting more good or any suggestion, I want to thank all who have watched this, and thank for staying with me. Okay, stay God blessed and stay healthy.